Exactly.
Level of hypocrisy. She's here to defend English values. I asked her, what are the values? She mentioned free speech. I said, fine. Jesus Christ, the Son of Mary, he said, you cannot curse your father and mother. If I'm not mistaken, he said you should be put to death, those who curse the father and the mother. So was Christ wrong, according to her English value, of not advocating free speech, was my question. And what did I hear as an answer?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah.
So that's the level of hypocrisy of people who want to represent a particular value and not even able to understand what this value signifies, and let alone criticizes some other values which are universal. Islam does not differentiate between, as you've seen earlier, there were black people calling about Islam. Islam is not only black people or white people. It's universal. Doesn't matter what language you speak. Doesn't matter what color of your skin is.
But those matter the
Doesn't
language
matter.
though.
Doesn't matter.
The
Doesn't
language
matter.
is important because
God
it's
has
Arabic, isn't it?
created you in different languages.
And the
and
religion
different
of the
nations
enslaved
and
people for
tribes.
1,200
Not
years.
that you despise
Talk
each
about
other, but you recognize each other.
I do not
That
even
is the
respect
message
those
of
black
Quran.
Muslims. I mean, I have no respect for any black person that is a Muslim. I don't have the
You
respect for
cannot
them.
claim yourself, I am a black nation of something that has nothing to do with Islam. Simple. You cannot be. You cannot be.
My people want to have to call it.
One second, one
my
second.
people will have a nation.
One second.
My people will have a nation. Just talk
May I
about the
clarify
Arab Islam
something?
filth that has been.
May I clarify something to you?
Go ahead.
In the eyes of God, He
With
created
God.
human beings.
What God?
If He
You're
keep on
Allah.
interjecting
You're Allah.
every point I'm making, then I will be able to
But
make a
talk
point.
about
Let him
God
When I
you're talking
finish
about.
my
You talk about your
statement,
Allah, talk about your
When
Allah.
I finish my statement, you can ask. In the eyes of the one and only true God,
Which is not
the
Allah.
creator, the sustainer, the Lord of this universe, He created human beings in different languages and different nations and different tribes.
Right.
My brother will pull out this ayah in the Quran.
why can't he only
in a
speak
second.
Arabic?
Let me finish. Now,
You are right.
the reason why we have different languages and colors,
Why?
it's not because that we despise of each other. We fight with each other, but actually it's a sign of our recognizing each other. Just imagine.
You are going into
Here.
tangent. I'm not interested in that. Let's talk about the Arab Islam and
Yeah,
what it has
Ayyuhan
done
nas.
to Africa. And
Listen
to it. Listen to it.
Jihad against my tribe for 1,000 years. Let's talk about that.
وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا
I'm not interested in that. I don't speak
وَقَبَائِلَ
Arabic. I'm not Arabized. I will not be Arabized. Talk about
إِنَّ
all the black Muslims who want to be Arabized. You can talk to them. Go talk to me. Let's talk about Arab Islam and what it has done for Africa even today. Let's talk about that. And for 1,000 years, don't think jihad
Respect
against
our
my tribe.
Quran.
Let's talk about that.
Don't feel like you're inferior. We are equal in the eyes of
No,
God.
no. Don't patronize me. I never say I'm inferior. I do not
But
bow
why you
to your
behaving
Arab
like
God.
one?
I do not bow to your Arab.
Don't behave like one. As I
Arab
said,
prophet.
Thank you.
I look
in
down
the
on
eyes
him.
of
So
God,
I'm not one of these black
in
Muslims
the
that
eyes
have
of
to be like
God,
that.
we are all equal.
Find a place to belong.
So,
I'm not.
do not
we've been fighting
feel-
against you. We've
Do
been
not
fighting
feel
against
yourself
you for 1,000
inferior
years.
as
Don't
you're
talk about
behaving
that.
now. Don't feel yourself inferior.
No,
When I
you
speak,
feel
you listen.
inferior. You
When
feel
you speak,
inferior
I will
because you
listen.
never dealt with a black
No.
African like me. You never dealt with
Why
black
you so
people like
inferior?
me because
In your
you
thinking.
deal with black Muslims who are willing to turn the other cheek and ignore what has the evil that Arab Islam has done to their people for 1,000 years.
Islam coming in Arabic language.
Have you seen a white person in the nation of Islam?
Never.
No. Sorry, can't talk. No, this guy. No.
No.
You run away when God let you go.
I'm going to continue speaking to my people.
Yes.
So, brothers, as I was saying, as I was explaining to you, have you ever come across a white individual in the nation of Islam?
Never. Never.
It's a black thing. It could be a white
Racist.
thing. It's based on racism.
Why are you running away?
What does... don't come to my discussion. Don't come to my discussion.
Why are you running away, Masud? You run away when God let you
Don't come to my discussion. Go over there, speak to your own self. Speak to the pigeons. Go ahead.
You run away. I am not Muslim. I am neither Muslim. No, I'm
Get
not.
this camera
I'm not
off
Muslim.
of
I'm
you.
not
Let me
Muslim.
speak.
African spirituality. You are the fourth. So you run away. You ran away when God let you
So, my brothers and sisters here in humanity, When people are racist, you know what happens? Hatred generates. People become bigots because of the concept of racism. Islam, on the other hand, eliminated racism from the very beginning. How did it do that? I quoted an ayah, like a verse in the Quran, the book that Muslims believe in which God says He has created human beings in different tribes and nations so that you might recognize each other. And the best among them is the one who is the most pious, righteous, God-fearing. Meaning, in the eyes of God, doesn't matter if you're white, if you're brown, if you're pink, if you're black. No distinction. Because God created you all, so you recognize each other. The example that I want to give you is this. Imagine this handsome brother. Imagine this brother's name is Abdullah. And guess what? Every male human being is exactly like Abdullah. Exactly, same. Height, size, complexion, and the way he's smart. The brother appears to be, and I'm sure he is smart too in the intellect. Alhamdulillah. How would you know who is Abdul Karim? Who is? Yeah, how would I know? How would I know? Abdullah and Abdul Karim look like the same. How would I know who is Inayat Hussain? How would you know who is Ikramuddin? How would I know who's Abdul Rahman? Because they all look like the same. So Allah has created us in such a difference in our complexion, in our size, in our color, in the language we speak, so that we recognize each other. Now we know this brother is Abdul Karim, and this brother is Abdullah, and this is Ikramuddin, and so on and so forth. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the last sermon, the final sermon, before he departed from this world, he reminded one thing, very significant, one thing about racism, besides few other important things. He says, no, there is no superiority of a black person over a white person, and vice versa, of an Arab over a non-Arab. An Arab is no superior to a non-Arab, and vice versa. So he eliminated the concept of racism, that I am superior because I am Arab, or I'm superior because I'm black, as over there it's saying. Before I came here, I listened again. For the last 20 years or so, same thing.
Same.
White man is a devil.
Devil. Same. Every year.
The one who says that is the epitome of racism. That's the belief system. Has nothing to do with Islam. So just because you hear the word Islam ascribed to people like these individuals over there, or the people who are blowing buses and trains and long, tall buildings, Islam is free from them. Islam does not in any way, shape or form say you become extreme in either ways. Extreme in a way that you totally become oblivious to human differences and you despise them. Not allowed. So Islamic message is a universal message of fairness and justice. If you were to take these two concepts only, that should be sufficient for you to understand that Islam is the religion of every human being, from day one to day end, when the world's going to come to an end. So if you're not a Muslim yet, ask yourself, why are you not a Muslim? Because this is the way of life. You were created to follow. And if you don't follow this way of life, How are you going to justify yourself in the day of judgment when you stand in front of your Creator? How are you going to justify your negligence of not following Islam, your rejection of not following Islam? You will have no excuse.